Ready? Settle. Okay. Hey, what's up? I'm Ashley Graham, and you are here on my podcast. Pretty big deal. We're talking beauty, we're talking body, we're talking business and owning who you are. And today, I also want to say what's up to my lovely assistant. Hi, Dars. We have a major icon in the house. She's an entrepreneur, fashion muse, and she's a social media genius. We've got Kim Kardashian West in the house. Woo!
I'm so excited to be here.
Thank you so much.
Of course.
So before we started filming, you said, oh yeah, remember when we first met? And I couldn't believe that you remembered when we first met.
Yeah, at the VMAs. I always remember by what I was wearing.
Same. And I remember Michael Silva did your hair because he had just done my hair for the first time that week. And
I love him.
And then he said, oh, yeah, I'm going to go do Kim's hair. I was like, say what? And it was so wet and wavy and sexy. And I walked up to you because Justin, my husband, was like, if you don't go say hi to her now, because he knows how much I love you, he said, you're going to miss out on your opportunity. And I have to say.
What a good support system.
Yes.
Giving you a push.
I know. Because
Yeah.
I was nervous.
Really?
Only because, look, Kim, you have been such a staple in my life, like when it comes to TV and having a curvy body and being a big sister. And so I've always looked up to you, and now you're a businesswoman.
Thank you.
I just, for
Thank
me,
you.
it was like I had to go meet my hero. And then so here enough you were. And you were so nice.
Well, we were sitting there and we were waiting for, the show to start.
Yeah.
And so I'd love to see what everyone's wearing on the red carpet. And you popped up on my phone and then you walked up to me.
So fun.
Yeah.
And then a year later, we met at the Met.
At the Met.
And that was my first Met. And you were
Yes.
looking so gorgeous in the white.
I was really up and down on going to the Met that year.
You were?
Because Kanye wasn't going. He was just, kind of chilling out, not really going anywhere, going to events and stuff. So I was like, I don't know how I can do this on my own. Like, I can't go to the Met by myself.
Right.
And I was so nervous. And we had, been working with one designer, and it just didn't turn out
The way you wanted it
the way
to.
that I wanted. And then Vivian and I were in the process of making these dresses, not specifically for the Met, just in general.
Mm-hmm.
And then it randomly came in and I was like, you know what, this fits so good. I love it. I think I'll wear this to the Met. But I literally, as of like a few days before, wasn't going until that dress came in.
Serious?
Yeah.
I mean, because it's such a big event that you have to get ready for. And I mean, the prep time, you stay ready, girl, but the prep time I have is like,
It's a lot.
Oh my gosh. It's a 360 photo.
Yeah, it really is.
You're being judged.
You're being judged on every single step up. And it's, honestly, it is so much pressure.
It really is.
I will say probably my best fitting dress in the world was my Versace dress last year at the Met.
100.
It was
100.
your best.
No,
Your
the
100.
fit,
Seriously.
I have never fit anything like that. How it was made from the inside.
Can you break down that dress for me? Because I've been staring at it for for weeks now, trying to be like, where did they do? And okay,
It was like this
material was
like a stretchy material on the inside, almost like not really like a Spanx, like a power mesh.
okay.
And it was a bodysuit underneath. So I put the bodysuit
Did
on.
it snap in the crotch?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it could have even been like little shorts.
Really?
Yeah, underneath. And then it just cinched in my waist.
You looked insane.
I have
Unreal.
all my, thank you. I have
Yes.
all my Met dresses in an archive, and I have the Versace in my closet.
No.
And North actually went in, and she's always like, Mom, can I have this when I'm big? Can I have this when I'm big? And she's going through everything. And she said, Mom, I just want that gold cross dress that you have. And I was like, do you want to wear it to the prom? You can wear it to your prom, whatever fits you. I'm like, you better hope that you're somewhere near my height because,
Right. But we saw each other, and again, you were just the nicest person on earth. We were chatting, and you said, oh, Ashley, you've got something in your teeth.
Yeah.
And I was like trying to get it out because you were helping me.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, I couldn't get it out.
Yeah.
And you just put your finger in my mouth.
Yeah.
And you pulled
And
that
I remember it was
spinach
like
out.
Kendall and Gigi standing there or something. I remember there was like
Serena
a few girls.
was there.
Yes.
And then you got it out. I had to tweet it. I was like, that first Met,
I
Kim
did-
pulled spinach
oh
out
my
of my teeth.
God, I didn't
and
even know you tweeted
Oh,
that.
yeah. It was a moment for me. You put your finger in
I'm
my
like,
mouth.
I'm not a hater. So if I see a girl
Yes.
with some food in her teeth or a guy, anyone, I'm like that. I'll let you know
was
in a
so
subtle way. I'll
appreciative.
help you out.
But the best part was that you gave your phone to Serena, and you said, Serena, can you take a picture of us? And I was like, oh my God, Serena. Serena Williams is taking a picture of us. It was just such a moment.
That's so
that
funny.
I will never forget.
Those bathroom, it's like the bathroom chronicles. That was like right across from the bathroom.
Yep, and my feet
a
were
lot
bleeding.
goes down in those bathrooms.
You know,
my feet, I think, were bleeding after the Met too. The chainmail cut my toenail or something, and I was just.
What do you do when your feet hurt? Have you figured
nothing.
that out yet?
Just take your shoes off or keep going. But once you take them off, you can't put them back on.
Because the swelling is real.
Yeah.
Have you had any, like how I've had these like crazy moments with you? Have you had crazy stardom moments at the Met?
You know, the Met is super overwhelming because there's just so many people. There's just more moments in my life where I just like pinch myself. Mm-hmm. And I think those moments for me are kind of with Jennifer Lopez. Because
Darcel is a freak about Jennifer.
Yeah, she just honestly, in person, no makeup on, she looks so young and so beautiful. And
Goals.
She was always someone that I, just completely looked up to. Mm-hmm. Just thought, still think is like the most beautiful person, and just someone that was so very nice, and just someone that was like so unattainable, or someone that I wouldn't know, like just before I was in the business. And then meeting her, and from like day one, she's always been so nice to me.
Wow.
And then just moments where like I'll be at her house for dinner, and she's cooking and in sweats.
You're
and
at
like
her house for dinner, and
she's like, and there's just moments where I'll just sit back and be like, I remember saying one time we had dinner there and Kanye came, and I was just like, babe, like, I don't mean to be annoying on the car ride home, but we just had dinner at fucking Jennifer Lopez's house. Like, she cooked for us. Like I, being in her home, in her space, and,
environment, yeah.
And one time I was at Chloe's baby shower, and her house was close by, and I had to change. And I went over there to talk to her about something, and I just like brought my bag in and changed. And I'm like, wait a minute, I just literally text J-Lo to be like, can I come over and change? Like, I was like, there's moments like that where I'm just like, what is my life? Like, this is so exciting. That like, so obviously exciting. Not like a creepy fan, and
right,
whatever.
Right. You're not
but
taking
like
pictures in her bathroom of her bathroom.
I would. But there's those moments where I'm just like, what is this life? I feel so, excited to befriend people that I look up to and admire.
Well, I'm having that moment right now, so thank you for being here. Okay, so let's talk about fashion.
Yeah.
Because you are a fashion icon. You're one of mine. In fact,
Thank
in
you.
many interviews, people say, "Who's your fashion icon?" I say Kim, because because you have always been chic, simple. You've been trendsetter. You're so curvy and voluptuous and sexy, but you still make it just all come together in this beautiful way.
Thank you.
Who is your fashion icon?
I do get inspiration from different places, but it is really hard. Like, because I do like to dress really simple. I think that's always been the key to how I dress. It's always an element of simplicity.
And ease.
Yeah.
You look like you just threw this on, but like...
Yeah, and I did. Because I had on this neon outfit with this neon ponytail, and then I was like, oh, I'm doing way too much.
You could have come like that.
So
I didn't have a neon hot pink dress.
I felt crazy. Match, but, I was like, this is too much. All right. But, I do have to credit like my husband a lot, though, because he has like a whole styling team that'll be like designing all the Yeezy stuff, and then there'll be like the Kim section with like
there's a whole
fit
section.
Models and yeah.
You have a fit model?
Oh yeah.
No, well, not just a mannequin.
Not a mannequin. I have fit models. We have to like get girls with my curves and my body type, and now that I'm skinny, we're looking for new fit models or skinnier.
Way.
And yeah, but like when I was pregnant, we needed a fit model that was bigger and had my measurements.
This is the key to not having fitting after fitting after fitting.
Oh, it's the fittings are the one thing that I can't handle. So we got a fit model that had my pregnancy curves, and then we put a belly on the fit model. Right. And so, because I mean, imagine pregnant, and my feet were so swollen and heels, and I couldn't do it. I physically couldn't do it. So that's when I started with my fit models. And I was like, wait a minute, you're just sending me all the photos. They look amazing. And I'll put them up on a board. All the outfits will be there. And I'm like, perfect. This looks nice on her. I'll wear this. I'll wear this. And if I have pink hair, then all the fit models will wear a pink wig.
No way.
And
We
we'll
need to get on this.
So,
Darcel,
yeah.
could you find me a fit
Yep,
model? Because my measurements
absolutely.
don't really change that much, right? But we could
Yes.
kind of go. We could have an LA fit model and a
100.
New York fit model.
It's genius.
You just like
We've had fit models in New York, even just to get a vibe. If they do like a full like pull in different cities,
Yeah.
they'll try it on and see what works and what doesn't.
my
blown.
mind just went.
Yeah.
That's it.
Because I will have fittings until midnight sometimes, and I'm
I use- yeah,
exhausted.
yeah.
And this is the key to life.
Game
That
changer.
is like a crazy concept.
All right, so I want to talk about designers. And in the beginning, you can't tell me that it was easy to have a designer just like make something for you.
Oh, it was, I mean, nobody would dress me.
Right.
It was like nobody. I remember Kanye taking me to Paris and bringing me into like an atelier and seeing all this stuff. And I was just so quiet and so nervous to sit at a fashion show. And just, I think, I remember going to my first Met and I'm really pregnant and Riccardo Tisci dressed me. And I'm like so pregnant, and Karine Rotfield said to me, it was like I was literally sitting next to Donatella Versace, Madonna was at my table. I mean, I think Beyonce was at our table. It was like this, I was just like all these designers, all these amazing people.
Yeah.
And Karine Rotfield had said to me,
How many months pregnant were you?
7.5.
Oh,
and she
jeez.
said to me, I have the best idea. Can you come to Paris and do a photo shoot for my CR magazine cover? And Ricardo will art direct it, and Karl Lagerfeld will shoot it. And I was just like, oh my God. Like inside, I was literally dying.
Yes.
Like literally dying.
Yes.
And then.
And you said yes.
I said yes, and I went. And so this is actually the funniest story. So my mom has been a huge fan of Karl Lagerfeld for the longest time, like
Well, she kind of
forever.
dresses
and
like
in the
him.
80s,
You know what I
like
mean?
that's
the
her
white
thing.
button up.
Totally.
Yes.
So, a friend of mine called me at the shoot. She knew how excited I was, and she's like, "Well, on like the set of a shoot with Karl, especially if it's your first one, he gives the model a bag." And I was like, "Oh my God!" I was like waiting all day for this bag from Karl, right? Just so I can have it. I was so excited. So my mom comes to the shoot hours later, lets me sit there grueling, waiting for everyone for 6 hours. She waltzes in vintage Chanel thigh-high boots,
Kris Jenner.
Chanel leggings, Chanel blouse with the CC gold going up, Chanel blazer from the 80s,
Savage.
which sees everywhere, Chanel gloves, Chanel purse, Chanel scarf,
Who is
Chanel
this woman?
glasses. She looks
Billboard.
like
She
the
looks
most
like
decked
insane,
out woman in the
probably.
world. So Karl falls in love with her.
Of course.
And is you talking to her the whole time. So my shoot's over. I'm waiting for this bag. I'm waiting for this bag. I'm waiting for this bag.
Oh no.
He brings out a rhinestone Lego clutch. Remember those Legos?
Oh yeah.
That
yeah.
was like $1 bazillion.
Yeah.
Well, he bought a one-of-a-kind all rhinestone one that never made it to production. It was like this sample.
Did it have C's on it?
Yeah, I mean the big
Yeah,
season
yeah,
front.
yeah.
It was like I was literally shaking,
this
thinking
big?
this bag is for me. He walks up and he hands it to my mom.
No.
And he was like,
Passed out.
Chris,
No.
I love you. This has been so amazing being with you. And I was like, so I go in the bathroom and I start crying.
Oh no, you don't.
And I call my cousin Cece, who's like my mom's age and my mom's best friend. And I'm like,
Cece.
this bitch
Oh.
stole my fucking shine. This is my first fashion shoot. This is the only time someone in fashion has paid it. Was
Right.
my big day. This is my first everything. I'm pregnant. I'm irritable. I'm fucking, swollen. Like my feet, everything. I'm
Everything.
like, she's ruined my life. And she was like, and then she later I told her Mom, you really stole my shine. This was my day. And I'm so upset. And, I don't think I ever told Karl or anyone that story. No one knows
Wait,
except for my family.
Did you never get a bag?
Well, she has it in her closet, and I
didn't
just
give
said,
it to
"Can
you?"
you
She's like,
please,
"Too
in
bad."
your will, leave it to North?" Because I was pregnant,
Oh.
and I wanted that as a gift for my
Oh,
daughter
yeah.
of her first Chanel bag.
Right.
given to us by Carl.
Right.
So, I mean, I've done another Chanel shoot, and he literally went all out and gave me like luggage, like all this pink luggage that's never been, I don't think the color came into production, and bags and all this stuff. So I've like saved that and have that.
Are you ever going to use it?
I want to, but the bag is so cool. It's just in my closet.
Okay, so it's just like a piece.
It's like a special piece,
Maybe you can
but
do a
I
photo
will
shoot
get
with
that
it.
bag back from my mom. Mark my words.
Mom! Oh my God!
Such a
coming in and
hater.
stealing the shine. Jeez.
Stole my shine.
I love that she put it in the will though for North.
Yeah. Well, I made her.
Well, she better have.
Yeah.
I have to say, like, getting designers to dress me has been a mission. But then when I'm actually there and they're dressing me, I think they slowly get it. They're like,
Yeah.
oh no, we do need to make clothes that are not a sample size, and we need to make clothes that are for curvy girls and even over a size 12, because a lot of designers still aren't making over a size 12.
You know, it definitely is a challenge. I mean, I think like Olivier from Balmain.
He's great.
He's been so great.
And he goes up to a size 48.
Yeah, and we've had conversations about, you know, sizing and shapes, and he literally made a whole collection with these like hips and corsets and bigger shapes and bigger sizes from those conversations.
Mm-hmm.
So I think people definitely
He and I are
paying
working on something.
attention. Yeah, he's like the best.
He's
I
really
love
sweet.
him.
He's really sweet.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what happens, because it's been a fight, especially like for being so, I mean, I'm not just curvy, I'm also like larger. So it's to get designers to understand like where you need support, where you need darts, where, you know, you can't wear this, you have to wear that. So it's been a struggle, but have people listened to you along the way?
I think they have. I mean, I have, you know, Ricardo was a big like person in my life in fashion, and he was the first person to dress me for my Met. He was the first person to do a shoot with me. He was the first person to really believe in me. He designed my wedding dress. And I'm always grateful for him. And he gave me so many tips along the way of, you know,
do you have
fashion advice. Yeah, just on like in fittings, like of fit things that I think have been helpful to me now. Not maybe at the time,
Like how to shape your body in a way?
and I didn't like listen to it at the time. I was like, no, I'm so used to dressing like this. But then I would listen, or I always needed a platform. And he would say, you know, maybe try one without. Or for the Met, I wanted one shoe. And he was like, no, this shoe's, you know, a little bit cooler.
Isn't it funny how when you wear something, like literally the next day you've got a copycat from one of these Instagram brands?
Oh, it's so crazy. It's so crazy.
Are you just like, okay, all right, you can go into my shop. What's your app? You just put it on your story. It's okay.
Yes.
Screenshot,
Yeah.
which is a really good idea, by the way. Love
really
that
cute
thing.
idea to screenshot something and find something similar.
I love it.
Yeah. You know, it's always like I'll say something to Kanye, like the pink dress that I wore for Kylie's birthday. Soon after, mine and Kylie's outfits were like remade by a few different people, like days after. And I said, you know, if what we should do is like have them pre-made, we know what we're wearing, and sell them on the site after. And he's like, no, babe, you know, I don't really do dresses. You know, that was just for you. Let them copy, or, you know, it doesn't really matter. And I was like, this doesn't like infuriate you? Like,
And
this is crazy. He doesn't really care. But, you know, a lot of them are like a lot of Yeezy influence and a lot of the stuff that we wear on a lot of these lines. So for Mother's Day, he's like the cutest. So a brand offered me $1 million to do a post on, you know, some of their clothing. And they typically, I don't want to say who the brand is, but they typically
knock off Yeezy.
So I said, you know what? It's great money. Like, let me ask Kanye how he feels about it. And he's like, no, babe, I really don't want you to do that. You know, it's like, let's focus. Understandable, but that's a lot of money. You know, how are you going to ask? You know, that's a lot of money. So Mother's Day was like the next week. So Mother's Day comes, and he happened to be recording out of town. And I get, you know, my flowers and whatever. And then I get an envelope delivered to the door. And I was like,
he wrote
okay.
$1 million check.
So I opened the envelope, and it's $1 million check. And it was a note saying, thank you for always supporting me and not posting. And then in the rest of the envelope, it was a contract to be an owner of Yeezy, to have my percentage.
That is amazing.
Like a full, thick, like contracts of my percentage of Yeezy. And that was my Mother's Day present.
Oh,
What was
that's
your
real love.
reaction?
I mean, I was just like, oh my God. I
And
was
you
like,
called him right away.
guys. Yeah. I mean, I was just like,
From a husband to a wife, though, or even a wife to a husband, like when you start to connect on a business, like that's another form of trust. And I have to say, like that's big.
Yeah.
That's huge.
I mean, you know, I do all my shoots for Yeezy. I wear all the stuff all the time.
You might
We
as well
really
be co-owner,
are.
girl.
Right? I think my mom was like, are you going to cash this? And I was like, you better believe I'm going to cash this. Yes, I have no shame. I am cashing this check. No, I did feel bad. And I was like, oh, I can't cash it. I was like, babe, like I can't cash it. And then I was like, cashed.
Let's just put it in
2
our
days
account.
later. I love it.
Okay, I also want to talk about your beauty business because this is like turning into something that is worldwide. It's I mean, it's making you some good money too.
It's so much fun.
Oh my God, and you're so good at doing your makeup.
Thank you.
Yes.
I'm not as good.
You're not.
I love watching it. I love learning.
You can do your foundation. You're good at skin.
Yes, I'm good at skin.
I can't do my own eyes. There's no way
Yeah.
in hell you're gonna catch me.
I do like a really good all natural look.
Okay.
But when it comes to color, it's harder for me, but I love it.
And then you also have how many perfumes out now?
Oh my gosh, I had 7 original, 3.
23.
I don't even know. But fragrance is like my heart and soul.
Is
love
it?
I love it.
Okay, nobody has smelt it, and like you're walking
know.
in, and it's like, oh, you haven't smelled this yet, but will you buy it? How do you?
It's
What's your
really-
strategy?
So that it's never been done before
Right.
to sell fragrance just digitally, not be in store, not have the testers and people going around spraying and giving you a sample. So we were really nervous, and it honestly just has completely taken off. I think like fragrance to me is really intimate, and so every one that I do it takes me a longer time to figure out what it's going to be, from the bottle to the press thing to the scent and everything. It's so emotional for me. So I think people feel that emotion when I, was going through a hard time, and people were giving me crystals, and that meant something to me. And then I made my perfume bottles crystals. Then my body, or, I could do fun things.
I got the body. I got
Right.
sent the body.
Yeah.
I like
it.
And it's, it's a different vibe. And so I'm so excited. I have a fragrance coming out early next year with Kylie.
Oh,
that I
that's
think
exciting.
Kylie only wears my fragrances. She's always loved them and has always collected them in her room.
That's so cute.
Since she was little and when I started. And so she's like my biggest supporter on that. So I'm excited for that collab.
Did Kylie help you with tips with your makeup line?
She does, yeah.
Yeah.
We really are supportive of each other.
Yes.
We have like totally different products, and
Right.
we're really we test each other's we'll see each other's like formulas and launches of things to stay away and make sure that they're different, and
Oh, well, that's good.
all of that.
That's
yeah.
good.
We have good communication.
Because you really have it you're really about the skin
Yeah.
and the contour, and she does all the lips and the
Yeah.
eyes and stuff.
yeah.
It's
So
a
we don't
perfect
really
combo.
overlap. We just have like such different stuff and formulas.
Which is pretty perfect.
Yeah.
Can we also talk skincare? Because I feel like you're a skincare freak as much as I am.
I am. I'm obsessed.
What is your regiment?
It's a lot. So I love serums.
Okay.
I like lasers.
Okay.
I do just
What do the
a
lasers
ton of
do?
stuff. Tightening.
Okay.
I'm all about tightening.
Okay, so I need to do that.
Like after the summer, I'll do like a texture one or to get rid of sunspots, stuff like that. So I think you just like have to be current
Yep.
and just like,
And find good people that are doing it and not just
Yeah.
like some rando.
Do you remember when you screenshot a bunch of pictures from
For
Kim's
your story.
Snap?
Okay, you
From
had put on your
Kim's
story.
story.
Justin calls it the Kim lotion, and it's like a coconut
oh,
after.
is that not the best?
Yes,
I
it's
love
so
it.
they're
good.
obsessed.
I love that.
They're
right?
obsessed.
So
No.
good. Yeah. I
That's
love
our
it.
favorite after-
yeah, that's the after body.
But you sent me like screenshots of like,
Epicurean.
I don't know what these things do, but Kim uses them,
Yeah.
so buy them. And I'm like, okay,
Ah.
all right,
Yeah.
I'm
No,
on
because
it.
your skin's always glowing and you look like.
I'll give you the rundown.
Okay, perfect. Because
Yeah.
I'm always into a new rundown. The new moisturizer I'm obsessed with right now is the August Bader or something like that. August.
I don't know what that is.
I
Is it
saw
a yellow, orange bottle?
No, it's blue with red trim.
Rich cream,
Oh,
yeah.
I think I have it. It's really rich.
Yes, it's so
think I have
rich.
that,
I just
yeah.
use it in the morning sometimes if I'm not wearing
Yeah.
makeup that day.
Yeah.
Which
I love like an oily
Happens.
glow when I don't have makeup on. So I have like oil that I'll drop into my moisturizer.
I have randomly started using frankincense in my moisturizer because
Really?
it is an anti-aging, like natural way, which Courtney might be more prone to. I don't know if you
I'm
like
all
the-
for anything
Yeah?
that's anti-aging. I'll try it.
It has a funny smell, but
My whole routine right now has a really funky smell.
okay.
And
So
it's
you're
like-
okay. You're okay with it.
I'm okay with it.
Okay, so let's talk about keeping up. You're
Yeah.
in your 15th season.
Next week we start season 16.
Holy moly.
Yeah.
I mean, this has been going on for how many
11
years?
years now.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Did you know when you started it that it was going to be the phenomenon that it is?
Absolutely not.
Did you have even an idea?
When I was like in elementary school, The Real World came on, and I was like,
Right.
that's what I want to do, and I want to be on a reality show. And everyone was just like, okay, that's so
Eye roll.
stupid. And just, you know, even season 1, we were like, all right, let's just like give it our all. I had to like beg the whole family to be in it because they didn't even want to do it. And Courtney was like, I really don't want to do it, so fine, I'll just show everything because I don't care what anyone thinks about me.
Who was the most reluctant?
Courtney.
She was.
But then she actually gave so much of herself because she genuinely doesn't care what anyone thinks about her. So she was like, okay, I don't really care.
She
So,
really doesn't.
Yeah, she really
Love her.
doesn't. Yeah. She should sometimes. But
I know you guys have been pretty heated on the last
Yeah.
few episodes.
Yeah.
But what I love is that it doesn't matter what happens on the episodes. You guys always have mad love for each other.
always.
Yeah.
Even if we like are so crazy mad at each other, like it won't be long
No.
before we're all good. I mean, the fact that like so many people text me, even now, like if a rerun comes on, they're like, are you and Courtney okay?
Are you serious?
And I'm like, we went on vacation together. Like this has been months since we filmed that. That was like in December,
People
you know?
have no idea.
That's my sister.
Well, yeah,
Right.
they just don't understand because like on social media it's one thing and then
Yeah.
the show comes out later and it's like it's happening all over again. But
Yeah,
it's
and then when
your
you
truth.
watch it, you get heated all over again. And
Mm-hmm.
we literally start fighting all over again over the same thing.
What has been your biggest or your most favorite big sister moment on the show?
I look back, people love to, it's funny, like we have a group chat, a family group chat that goes on every single day, every moment. And we'll send each other clips from like season 1.
Wow.
And there's this funny clip where Courtney's like, okay, in season 16, I'll be da-da-da.
No.
And we're like, we send it to her, we're like, you are psychic. This is so crazy. Or we'll say season 17, Kylie has a baby. Or my mom will make these jokes and it's all been documented. So we'll send it around and talk about how weird that is. And I think
It's
just,
prophetic.
yeah, it really
Wow.
is. But even just seeing just the funny moments that we've had and the family vacations and all that, it's like the best home movies, just any sister moment, honestly. Just seeing my little sisters grow up is really
Yeah.
crazy.
How do you feel like North is going to kind of segue into this? Do you think that she's going to be looking at Saint in Chicago and being like, I'm the big sister and I'm going to be just like my mom?
North acts like an only child at all times. She's
like, "No."
For sure. She does. I think she's a little confused. She does. Yeah, I mean,
You used to say that in the show that
Yeah.
she like was jealous of Saint and stuff.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
she's like beyond jealousy now. She's just like, oh, it's my world. It's like,
And you're all living in
you
it.
know, she said to me the other day, she's like, Mom, I think we need to just, I have a great plan. We just need to have another baby brother so that Saint can just leave me alone. And I
That's
was
amazing.
like, she's like, so the girls can be on this side of the house and the boys can be on that side of the house. She has a sign on her door that says no boys allowed. And she won't even let Saint step foot in her room. If he does or he's with
She'll
me
scream
and I
at
have
him.
to, you know, take care of both of them and get one ready, it's like
Meltdown.
full war. Like it's
Oh
crazy.
my God.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So I've
though.
accepted it. And
Well, you kind of have to.
yeah. I mean, it's funny. It's so funny. And he's just the nicest human being on the
He
planet.
just looks
So
like a little sweetie. Like
he
he just
really
wants to
is.
cuddle.
just like today, he's like, Mom, you're my best friend.
Oh.
And I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, and he's like, I love you so. So I tried to get him on video
Yeah.
and I was like, what
Say
did
it
you
again.
say? And he goes, I said, I love you so much, Mom. And I was like, oh, even better. And then he's like, Mom, you are my best friend. And I'm like, you're too. You're like the love of my life.
Oh,
I think I was so nervous to have a surrogate and to have that connection that God was like, I'm going to make her look just like you.
Yeah.
To get all your fears. And
I'm sure that had to be like an eye-opening experience. I don't even know.
It was.
How did you?
It was
even
the greatest
find a surrogate?
experience through an agency.
Okay.
There's agencies for it, and you vet it, and it's a pretty safe and easy process.
Right.
It's
I have
honestly
a lot of
the
friends
best thing
going
I
through.
ever did.
Is it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy that I was able to carry my first 2, and I physically can't do it anymore, or it's too much of a health risk for me. But honestly, seeing Kylie and Chloe just like with their big bellies, I mean, that was a
You don't
moment
miss it?
where I don't miss it, but there was a moment where I was like, oh damn, I wish I was doing this with them. Like I wish we had our sister photo shoot all together, because we're
You
like
were 3 pregnant together.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, how come Kendall and Courtney didn't jump on that bandwagon?
Kendall will be a while. She's like made it very clear, I'm going to be an aunt for a really long time.
I don't blame her.
Yeah, I don't blame her either.
Yeah.
And Courtney, she has hers. So.
Yeah, she has her babies. How do you feel about your kids now kind of in the public eye with you? And obviously, you're having conversations with them about it, but like what are those conversations like?
I just recently told a story about how North asked like why I'm famous and what's fame, and said, her and Penelope had a conversation where Penelope said, do you know that like you're famous?
Mm-hmm.
Or, even in fashion school, I took North, she did a fashion camp, and there was all these magazines on the table, and you have to cut out your inspiration and make a mood board and do this whole thing. And so, Vogue is Kendall on the cover, and then like I think I was on a cover, and so
family.
she's like cutting out like her aunts and all this stuff, and I was just like, okay, I really think I need to break it down. I mean, our kids are so normal.
Yeah.
Like the fact that they all have each other, and
Thank
they're
God they
just
do.
like, they are so normal, but you definitely have to have those conversations.
Yeah, I don't know how else you would do it. I mean, because there's no easy way to first raise kids.
Yeah.
Second of all, in the public eye.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not even thinking about having kids yet, but I can't imagine even thinking about putting them on social media.
Yeah, and maybe it's not for you, and maybe it is. I have a good balance. If our kids are ever, on the show, Kanye has to view it. He has to approve it.
That's nice.
We have a really good system. Sometimes he will text, or sometimes I'll send him a picture of the kids, and then I'll see him post it. I'm like, wait, I didn't want that posted. Or he'll send some, or he'll say to me like, okay, let's chill out on posting the kids for a minute.
Yeah.
So we will have our moments.
Yeah.
And it changes all the time. Courtney will take some seasons where her kids aren't even on the show.
Mm-hmm.
And it really all depends on how we're feeling. And if we're feeling like it's too much pressure, anytime they start to feel it, we're very in tune, we're very aware. And
That's good.
Yeah.
I mean, because the kids come first.
Yeah, absolutely.
I get it. Okay, let's talk body image.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I'm a body activist, and I have to talk about my body all the time, just because it is what it is. But I feel like you do too, because we're constantly being judged.
Yeah.
So in my book that I just I released it last year, I talk about how being a curvy woman hasn't been a new thing.
Yeah.
It's been women of color that have had our body type for centuries. And here I am, and maybe you have the same feeling and sentiment, but here I am, a white woman in this day and age, and now I'm getting praised for having a curvy, voluptuous body. And I've been given a platform to talk about it. But if you talk about any curvy women of color models, there aren't any that have been given a platform like mine. And it's I'm glad that I talked about it in my book, because it was a revelation for me when my husband and I were talking about it, but because it didn't hit me, because I've always had this body.
Yeah.
And I've always been told like, oh, your body's so great, it's so this, but I never realized the impact that women of color could have, like, just by hearing my story of like, love who you are. Well, a lot of them were like, I already love who I am.
Yeah.
Have you and Kanye had a conversation similar to that? Or if you had that realization that's like, this isn't a new type of body, even though people have kind of given you a crown of like being a body revolutionary?
Yeah, I mean, I think, well, I'm half Armenian, so in Armenia, a lot of the women are really curvy.
They are.
And I you know, obviously all my family was super curvy.
They are.
But like my aunts and cousins and everyone's really voluptuous.
Okay.
And so when I went to Armenia, I saw so many women that were really voluptuous as well. So I was always kind of told, it's really interesting. When I was entering high school, my dad wrote me this like 4 or 5 page letter about body confidence
No,
and
he
about
didn't.
and about taking care of my body and about respecting my body and not letting a man treat me a certain
Wow.
way or take advantage of me. And I like had huge boobs when I was 11. I used to cry all the time, like, please don't grow, please don't grow. It was so, Courtney didn't. It was so embarrassing. They'd make fun of me. Courtney was so mean. She'd like tell everyone, Kim wears a bra, like at 11, and like, you know, try to embarrass me with everyone and the boys and stuff. So, you know, my dad was really sensitive to that and just wrote me this letter like, I know you're so uncomfortable now, but, you know, you're going to love your body and, you know, but don't let any guy take advantage of you. And so many guys, even older guys, they're going to want you for your body and not for the right reasons. Like, it was like he broke it down for me.
Wow.
And I have this letter and I've read it, you know.
Still.
And it inspired me to every year I write my kids letters. Once a year on their birthday, I write them a letter about what the year is like. And I can't wait till I get to those points when I could address some of the things that my dad addressed with me.
I think that you've always given off a positive. I mean, I've always looked up to you as well because growing up, I never had a role model that had the same body as me. I was always told like, oh, look up to J-Lo and Marilyn Monroe because they've got 2 of the most curviest bodies. But there was never anybody with back fat or cellulite or things like that.
I talk about it all the time. But I also think that's why when I just recently got a lot of backlash for saying a comment
Right.
about, I don't even know what was said. I think one of my sisters.
Well, I can tell you.
Tell me.
It was you and Chloe were somewhere. I don't know.
We were at a poker tournament.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
You were at a poker tournament, and you've recently lost a little bit of weight because you've been working out like crazy, and you were giving each other compliments, saying, "Oh, you're so anorexic looking. You look so good."
Yeah.
And next thing you know, it spiraled into,
Yes.
well, hey, people were saying, well, I've got anorexia. How dare you?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I honestly, looking back and having said that, I 100% completely understand where people would be coming from that felt that way.
Yeah.
So my intention is never to offend anyone, and I really, you know, apologize if I offended anyone, because an eating disorder is. So I know people that have serious eating disorders that have been in and out of the hospital for 15 years.
Wow.
Close people. So I've like been through. I've experienced it enough to have like known better. It was insensitive, you know?
Let's talk about Kanye a little bit and marriage because I'm 8 years in.
Yeah.
And you're 4 years.
I'm 4 years in, but 7 years together, 6 years together.
And 3 kids.
Yeah.
Do you care if I just like ask you a bunch of like
Sure.
kind of rapid fire?
Go.
What's your advice to newlyweds?
Just have fun. Don't lose yourself. Like, still make date night.
Date night is important
Maybe that's advice to like people
in general.
far in.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the most surprising part about marriage? These aren't really rapid fire.
Shit,
Sorry.
it's a lot. You know, marriage is a lot. It's a really big commitment.
Mm-hmm.
I've been married before, and it wasn't a commitment,
Mm-hmm.
and this is a commitment.
That's awesome.
So just put in the work. It's not, you know, you have to put in work.
It's never easy.
It's never easy.
Mm-mm. And you just have to want to work at it.
Yeah.
What's the most normal part about your marriage?
That we just sit in bed at nighttime and watch like Family Feud
I
or
love
whatever.
that.
Or we fight over like, he wants to watch Rick and Morty, and I'm like, can
Oh
we
my
just
gosh, Rick and
please
Morty.
watch like the Long Island Medium, you know?
Oh my God. What makes your family just like every other?
We really are just like every other. We fight. We all cook together. So it's like we're like really the most normal family.
I get it. I know you were going to say that. One thing you'd like to change about your husband? Mine is I want him to stop snoring.
Kanye is definitely a little bit narcoleptic. He falls asleep like everywhere, like baby sonograms.
No.
You know, my first fashion dinner that I've ever been to when he was introducing us to people that would have invited
Yeah.
me to our first show.
Yeah.
They hardly spoke English, and we're in France. And he falls asleep at the dinner table.
No.
Come on, Kanye.
In a restaurant.
Come on.
Yeah.
What's one thing he'd want to change about you? I know Justin would rather me not burp or curse.
He would probably like it if I sent him sexy pictures more often.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I got to get with it.
Okay. I also want to talk about faith just a little bit because
Yeah.
you talked about how your mom starts a group text every morning with a Bible verse.
Yeah.
And we do that as well. Justin and I try to have a Bible study every morning, and it sets
That's
the
amazing.
It sets the day. It sets the intention,
Yeah.
and it's also there's nothing like having a relationship with God.
Yeah.
To like bring up like whenever you're going through a sticky situation, you know that no matter what, if your family's not there, you've got the Lord. And I had no idea that you guys were such hardcore Christians.
Yeah.
Do you and Kanye have Bible studies just by yourselves?
We don't. I mean, we'll send each other like different biblical verses, and he'll definitely come to church. He'll love it when we're there. You know, I think we're more spiritual. I think we really believe in like the afterlife and heaven and just really spiritual.
Yeah.
And my whole family is, and we just live our lives like that. We just try to be good people and respect other people and be kind.
Well, that's a Christian.
And that is, yeah, like, you know, really, we grew up really Christian.
Yeah.
And our kids are raised that way. We read the Bible with them daily, like a kid's Bible, and
awesome.
they love it.
Aw.
And that's like their bedtime stories, and just that's how we were raised.
Yeah.
So,
That's
you
nice that
know.
you guys have the same religious background because
Yeah.
Justin and I met in church, and that was like the one thing that like glued us together. Like through the thick and thin, the highs and the lows, it was God that was always at the center of our relationship, and I feel like that's how we sustained these 8 years.
Yeah.
Okay, so every episode we give a props to a pretty big deal, and today's pretty big deal, and it's either a person or initiative, and today's pretty big deal is Serena Williams because hello girl, because she just had a meltdown with Olympia on the airplane, and she talks about how it was just a very stressful moment, and she wanted to give a platform for other women. She said #ThisMama.
I saw that.
Yes, for other women to talk about their issues, and she just was like, this is a real situation.
And I love that she is so open
Yes.
with her daughter and her mom struggles and her
Yes.
everything. I
know.
mean, you know, I actually was texting with her yesterday, and we were just, you know, she was getting ready for a tournament, and, you know, we were just going back and forth about our kids, and, you know, she's so open, and
Yeah.
it's not, people think like, oh, they'll see pictures of your cute kids online and it's so cute. I'm like, I was telling her, I was like, 3, wait, just wait. Like, it's our mornings looks like a tornado went through the house, and getting, you know, ready, and even just to like brush teeth and do hair is like
a mission.
You know, it's like, it's a mission.
Yeah, Mission Impossible 3.
Yeah.
I can only imagine.
Totally.
Okay, this is like a real rapid fire, not like
Okay.
the marriage rapid fire. We're going to do a quick rapid fire with Kim Kardashian West on Pretty Big Deal. So here we go.
Okay.
Pretty Big Summer Jam.
I'm really listening to Ariana Grande right now.
Yeah.
Her new album.
Her new album's so great.
I love it.
And she's just the cutest thing.
Yeah.
Pretty big break in the internet moment.
Let's give that to Serena when she wore her tutu.
Yes.
I thought that was really cool.
Oh,
The
okay.
dress.
Pretty big makeup trend.
Right now, I would say I'm really into a colored eye.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did like your blue moment.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Pretty big milestone.
I am most proud of my kids, that they are all nice, despite North not thinking that she's an only child, living her life that way. She still is a really nice person.
Got it. Pretty big turnoff.
Oof. When someone isn't like engaged and paying attention or
Oh,
into it.
When they lose eye contact.
Yeah,
in the
when
middle
they're
of
not into
conversation.
you.
I'm into
Just
you,
kidding.
girlfriend.
No, just kidding.
Pretty big mentor.
My grandmother.
Oh, that's
She's the
nice.
best.
She's so cute.
She really is.
So sweet.
MJ.
Yeah, MJ.
MJ. Pretty big recommendation. It could be anything.
Oh, I am obsessed with Handmaid's Tale. So
Same.
I will have you
Same.
finished?
Finished.
Oh, I die for it.
I know,
Yeah,
same.
I recommend anyone to watch it. It's so dark.
It's so. Wait, have you watched The Sinner yet?
No, I'm only one episode in.
Oh, okay.
I gotta get into
Get
it.
in like a couple episodes, but I was like, this is amazing.
Okay. My mom, everyone said it. My mom, everyone's been
It's so good.
into The Sinner.
Last but not least, pretty big motto.
Just positive vibes only.
I like that. Positive vibes only. Before I let you go, 2 things. What is the legacy that you want to leave when you go?
I would love to just have people remember me. I've always said this, is just being a kind person. You know, someone that has pushed pop culture and done it with a big loving family and kindness. It's just that simple. Someone that had fun. Life is so fun. I love having fun, doing what I love to do. And as long as I have my family, it's all good.
That's good. I love that.
Yeah.
Anything coming out that we need to know about?
Amazing makeup stuff coming out, new launches of really fun, colorful makeup that I'm really excited about.
Okay.
And more fragrance. It's just
Very exciting. Thank you so
it.
much, Kim.
Of course.
I really appreciate you being here. And don't forget, you are bold, you are brilliant, you are beautiful. Appreciate you all being here. And thank you again, Kim.
Bye.
Set the whole place